Long, long ago, in the land of Israel, there lived a boy named David. This is the amazing Bible story of how God chose a small boy and made him a great king. David was born in a small town called Bethlehem. He was the youngest son in the family of Jesse. No one thought David was special. He was small. He was quiet. But God knew David. The Bible says, "People look at the outside, but God looks at the heart." Even as a baby, David's heart belonged to God. As David grew older, his brothers went to do big and important jobs. But David was given a small job. David took care of the sheep. Every day, he led them to green fields. Every night, he protected them. David sang songs to God. He played his harp. He prayed and talked to God. One day, a lion came to attack the sheep. Another time, a bear came. But David was not afraid. He trusted God and protected the sheep. God was teaching David to be brave. God was preparing him for something great. One day, God sent a prophet named Samuel to Jesse's house. God said, "One of Jesse's sons will be king." Tall and strong sons stood before Samuel. But God said, "No." Finally, David was called in from the field. God said, "This is the one." Samuel poured oil on David's head. David was chosen by God to be king, even though he was still a boy. At that time, Israel had a king named Saul. King Saul was often sad and troubled. David was invited to play music for him. When David played his harp, peace filled the room. Everyone loved David. One day, a giant named Goliath challenged Israel. Everyone was afraid. But David said, "I come in the name of the Lord." David picked 5 smooth stones. He used his sling. One stone flew through the air. Goliath fell. God helped David win the victory. King Saul became jealous of David. David had to run and hide. Even when David had a chance to hurt Saul, he did not. David waited patiently for God. After many years, David became king of Israel. David ruled with kindness and love for God. He danced before the Lord. He wrote songs called Psalms. He thanked God for everything. David was a great king, but he made mistakes. David was very sorry. He prayed to God and asked for forgiveness. God forgave David. This teaches us that God forgives when we say sorry from our hearts. David grew old after many years. Before he died, he taught his children to love God. David's son, Solomon, became king after him. David trusted God all his life.